In this video, I want to show you how to manage classes. So on your menu, you find a link here that says classes. So you actually go to this one here. So when you click on classes, then it will lead you to this page. And on this page, you have three tabs. There's one that says classes, the other one says class subjects, and then you have class exam statuses. You don't really need to do anything on the third one. Your focus will be on classes and then afterwards class subjects. So classes shows you the list of your classes, and class subjects will show you which subjects are assigned to which class. So let's start with adding classes. How do we add a class? So we're assuming that our school is a secondary school. It runs from, let's say, from 1 up to from 6. So I'm going to add, I think I can add two classes, from 1 and from 2 as an example. Or if you're using the old system of grade 8, 9 and so forth, you can still do the same. It doesn't matter. So how do you add a class? You just click on this link that says new. So every time you see, if you have a table like this, maybe I can explain this one. When you have a table like this one, if you see a link that says new, it means you can add new records. If you see a link that says edit, that means you're able to edit records in the table. You're able to export the data in the table. But I'm going to give you another video where you can actually learn how to work with all these different lists. So let's add a new class. Let's add two classes. You just have to type the class name. You don't need to enter anything here on the class ID because this is automatically generated. So when you click on new, you will always notice that there's there'll be a row that is created where you can start typing your actual data. Don't start typing in this one here. This row is for filtering when you're searching for things. So you can type things that you want to search for in there. So when it comes to adding new records, you always go to this row that is added where you start seeing a cursor blinking there. So we'll put, let's assume that um, our classes, these are Form 1 classes. Huh? So we'll add a class called Form 1 Blue. We'll also maybe add another one called Form 1 Green. So this, you pick the grade. This is a Form 1, okay? Session, we say it's morning. Now, you have a column there that says upgrades to. For now, we're not going to indicate anything there. So upgrades to, this is used for progression. If one class upgrade, when you're upgrading your students, the students will be in Form 1. Which class should they go to, in the following year? That's what that means. So since we haven't created, for instance, Form 2 blue, for now we're not going to indicate that. So we've added Form 1 blue. Exam status, we can say this is internal. It's not a GCE class. And then we can add Form 1 green. So we just add two classes here. Form 1 green. It's also you can actually start typing, when you have a drop down like this, when you start typing, it'll show you some options. So if I say morning, this is also an internal class. So let's save this. Well, in fact, we can even add the Form 2s. So now I'll say Form 2 blue, which is the grade is Form 2. It's also morning section. It's an internal class. And then we add the corresponding Form 2 green. Form 2, this is morning and internal. Now, notice that I haven't yet indicated that Form 1 upgrades to Form 2. Why? Because Form 2 doesn't yet exist in the system. So if you go to this point, you wouldn't even be able to see it from the drop-down. So first you have to save these classes. So I click on Save. And you can see that my classes have been saved. That's how you add your classes. So I now need to edit and indicate that Form 1 pupils, when we are upgrading, they need to go to Form 2 blue. Those in Form 1 blue, they have to go to Form 2 blue. Those in Form 1 green, they have to go to Form 2 green. How would you do that? Just double click here where it says Form 1, I mean upgrades to, just on this column. So you see that if I go to Form 1 blue, I can double click there and pick from the list here, which class does Form 1 blue upgrade to? So I'll pick Form 2 blue. The same thing for Form 1 green. I'll say Form 1 green upgrades to Form 2 green. These others, the Form 2s, don't upgrade to anything because these are probably, the former grade 9s. I'm assuming that. Now, if you don't indicate to which class one class upgrades to, the system will take it that this is a completion class. That means when you're upgrading, the pupils in this class, their status will be set to completed, whereas these ones, they'll be moved to this new class. So once you do that, always, if you want your changes to be saved, you click where it says Save Changes. Okay, so I'll click on Save Changes. If you added some class that you need to remove, you just need to click on Delete, then the class will be deleted. For instance, if I say I add some class here, and I say this is primary, and I say morning, and I save, and later I say, oh, wow, I want to delete that class. You just come to delete and then say, okay. Now, when you click on that delete, notice here it says recover. That means at this point, the change hasn't been effected yet in the database. If you want to save that change, you have to click where it says Save Changes there. So then I click on Save Changes, and the class will be gone. So this is how you manage your classes. You can add any class. Now you have to be very careful with deleting classes, especially if those classes have pupils already assigned. But this is how you work with your classes.